For everyone, I'm Aaron Chairez, so you call me Manny. This is Franklin. We're going to be talking a little bit about what we do in the Air Force, more specifically how we support the Army with weather. Here's a general overview of what we'll be talking about today. So, yeah, the Air Force was actually part of the Army prior to 1947, but the cool thing is the Army, their forecasters transitioned into the Air Force. So basically we still support the Army, and every Army post comes with a weather forecaster that's in the Air Force, and that's why we're here helping out Fort Campbell. And the bottom right picture, we have Sergeant Staub, which actually served in both the Air Force and in the Army. And he's also a weather forecaster. Cool thing about him is he participated during the jump on D-Day in Normandy. Then we just have a couple pictures here of our other forecasters. Kind of what we do still to this day is we'll make synoptic charts and help out brief pilots, like on the top picture. Our headquarters is the 537 Weather Wing, which is located at Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska. Like I mentioned earlier, we're expanded worldwide, so we can be both at an Army post or an Air Force base. And one of our famous Air Force reserve units is the Hurricane Hunters, Weather Reconnaissance Team, which help out with hurricanes, which is pretty awesome. I like looking at clips on Twitter, just seeing them going through storms, like, yeah, we're going through that. General overview of the 101st is broken down into 3 brigade combat teams, or what we like to refer to as BCTs. We love acronyms. And then we have the 101st Combat Aviation Brigade. There's an HBO miniseries, The Band of Brothers. It's about the 101st Airborne Division and the men that served during World War II. Pretty awesome. So general overview for us as far as training, it's broken down. Initially, we have our 8 weeks of basic military training located at Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. And then from there, we go to our weather forecasting school at Keesler Air Force Base, Mississippi, which is right around 8 months long. So it's nice weather for about a year. Really enjoy it. Except for the hurricanes that tend to roll through. I remember, I think when I was there, it was Hurricane Nate rolled through, but luckily it wasn't too detrimental. I remember walking through and the water was up to my knees. And I was like, hey, that's okay, it could be worse. From there, we get assigned to our unit, and then we work on our career development courses, which we have about a year to complete, which is comprised of 6 volumes. And then we have to take a couple tests afterwards, just to make sure we're good to go. Then also we have to work on Army skills training at the same time, so we're kind of juggling a little bit. More so like, hey, we're learning weather and meteorology, and then also Army skills and how we support them. We have Army weather support course, which is right around 30 days, and then we also have evasion or survival training, which is evasion and conduct after capture, which I was just at about 2 weeks ago. It was definitely awesome. And then we have training basically weekly, quarterly, and annually, whether that's our Army skills or our weather skills. Moving on to garrison operations is what we do in-house for the most part. This is our little office we have. We have 24/7 operations supporting our 2 airfields. We have radar, satellite, a little bit of everything going on. One of my favorite portions is maintaining tactical readiness. So that includes physical training. We do a little bit of running, lifting weights, and then my favorite is sports, definitely on Fridays, which I missed yesterday actually. I was kind of bummed out. But we still have to maintain our career field efficiencies, which is, again, the CDCs. Here's a little bit of the products that we produce. We have our 5-day outlook. So it's a little small, but it's broken down into specific thresholds. So each kind of mission we support or operation has certain thresholds, and it's basically a stoplight chart. So green is favorable, red unfavorable, and then yellow is marginal. And we also have our local flying area, which covers 98,000 square miles and 9 states. So we have a general overview of the weather for the next 24 hours, 30 hours, depends which product we have. But we have also our DG Form 175-1, which is what we use to for pilots. It's a flight weather briefing. We give more specific weather if they're flying outside the area. And then we also have drop zone forecasts. On the left, that is our DD Form 175-1. So basically, pilots can just walk into our shop and ask, for -1 is what we like to refer to as. And basically, we'll give them weather from the time they're taking off while they're in flight and what they're looking at en route and landing also. And then on the right, we have our public website, which I really like to use before going into work, just to get a general overview of what's going on and hey, what our forecasters looking at, and just get a general overview. Now I'll pass it over to Sergeant Franklin to take over the second portion.
Alright, good morning everybody. As you said before, I'm Sergeant Franklin. Thanks again, Chairez. Alright, so to get into the next portion will be field operations. So our top priority in field operations is to give weather in a timely and accurate fashion. To make sure we're giving them the best product we can. We're mostly just trying to simulate deployed operations and maintain our level of tactical readiness. And another thing we do is maintain our proficiency of setting up our tactical meteorological observation system, also known as the TMOS or the TMQ-53, which is, you've seen the two images right there. That's actually a picture of me a couple years ago. And that's our TMOS right there. What it pretty much does gives you it's pretty much like a portable weather sensor for the most part. There's another photo of it, sunset. Alright, so another thing we do is our deployment, obviously in the military, and we train to deploy with our garrison operations, in-house, what we do every day, as well as the field operations. So this is where it kind of all plays off, and where it all pays off for us. The main forecast challenge when you're in a deployed environment is actually having limited data. So when you're downrange or deployed, you don't really have what we have stateside. You have the observations, QTs, and different models you can look at. Down there, you're kind of limited to just satellite and your own weather knowledge for the most part. And sometimes the satellite data is going to be up to like an hour, 2 hours old. So just make sure you're proficient. You have to make sure you're proficient at your weather knowledge. And wherever the Army goes, we go. So if they're in the field, we're in the field with them. If they're in different countries, we're definitely taking a weather forecaster with them. And then these images, that's bottom left, that's Southwest Asia. They got a couple days of downpour rain that flooded out the area they're operating in. And right here is our portable Doppler radar. You won't get these in every location you go to, but if you have them, you're on the lucky side. And in the bottom one, there's two of our weather personnel putting together a TMOS, as I mentioned in the previous slide. All right, here's the biggest forecast challenge when forecasting in Southwest Asia. It's going to be dust storms. Oh gosh. So pretty much, like I said, dust storms, they can be very drastic. You usually see them coming on satellite. Most places downrange have a satellite loop or image. You'll see just a pink mass of dust. It only takes about 15 to 25 knots to kick this stuff up. And once it comes, it can last anywhere from a couple hours to a few days. Personal experience, when I was downrange, I did see it last as long as 4 days, and then that's 4 days of like being from where I'm at right now. You can't see to the back wall, kind of. And when it gets there, it stays. It's kind of sticky, it gets on your skin and stuff like that. So it's pretty much a hassle, but you can see it for the most part. You can see it on satellite coming, so you'll be expecting it, especially if you're near a dust source. And then to carry on with deployed operations. So for the ground guys, our infantrymen, they're going to want long-range forecasts. Hey, what's it looking like the next week? Are we going to get rain? Am I going to be able to move out my vehicles? And depending on where you are, that can really impact them. Like the rain can wash out some of the roads, so they have to take another course of action to get there. I also want to know like temperatures. Are my people going to have to wear this amount of gear, so on and so forth. And for aviation aspects, the guys that are flying, they want more in-depth weather. They're going to want to know like, hey, what are the flight level winds looking like? Or am I going to get turbulence, icing, or stuff like that? What's the freezing level at? So we kind of tailor our products more towards those guys who actually need that, who it's kind of make or break for their mission. And in these images, this is a Black Hawk right there, the typical what we have, as well as Chinook taking off in some hazy conditions, as you see the glow sticks on the ground, and then one of our UAVs. They all pretty much have the same thresholds of whether they can fly or not fly. And then another unique thing about us is integration and training. When we go around the world, we like to train with other weather personnel. The top left picture is a picture of us training with some guys in the Afghan weather personnel. This one's teaming up with the Canadian and Iraqi weather personnel, doing some training. And this is just a picture of them back in 2003 training with the Army, showing them what we do. It's a pretty unique opportunity we get. So for total integration, this is back at home. Supporting the 101st Airborne Division, we do get some unique opportunities to do certain schools like Pathfinder and Air Assault School. And then this is some images of us training for Air Assault School. Like, so when you get there, it's this thing they have where you do a bunch of pull-ups when you walk through the gate every day. So we're training for that. This is someone who actually graduated Air Assault School. You see that in the background. It's a 10-day long course. And then here's some more stuff you get to do. Fast roping out of a Black Hawk. And then we're doing some more training right here. Learn how to hold yourself up on the rope and get to the top. And then 101st Airborne, they're known for the Air Assault School. This is what it's at Fort Campbell right now. To go there, you have to do a couple prerequisites. One's a 12-mile ruck march, wearing all your gear, and you have to carry an additional 35 pounds. You have to do that 12-mile ruck in 3 hours. If not, you won't pass. And then the other prerequisite's a 2-mile run wearing your uniform. You have to do that in under 18 minutes. And then the last prerequisite is actually doing the obstacle course, which has 9 different elements, 2 of which are mandatory, and this is one of the mandatory ones. Essentially what you're going to do is climb up the rope, and then once you get to the yellow bars, hurl yourself over, walk across the horizontal bars, then climb up that ladder. Once you get to the ladder, just walk down the camel netting on the backside while maintaining 3 points of contact. But then again, this is just something we do. We try to send our people to the school so they understand the whole aspects of how weather impact the air assault operations from the Army's point of view, pretty much, so you can see if, like from the ground and the air portion of that. That concludes our presentation. If you guys have any questions, we have a few moments to answer. So, have a good day.